Hey guys, welcome to Bluegrass Garage, and today we're going to talk about the new and improved Bluegrass Garage, which is what you see here behind me and around me. It's a 40 by 30 by 14 foot garage, and been getting quotes for this for a while. Finally got it built. It's not done yet, but I want to go over some of the costs that were quoted and what it actually worked out to be, and what the actual final cost is going to end up being.
Full speed. Burnout.
Okay, so this is the new and improved Bluegrass Garage, and it's not complete yet, but what you see behind me. But this is a 40 by 30 by 14 post frame garage, I guess is what they call it. Metal sides. And so here's what the original quote was. So the original quote for the 40 by 13 by 14 was about 30 grand. Now that's a little misleading. That's obviously, there's some other costs involved, but that was the basic quote for the building. Now, let me tell you what that was supposed to include and what it actually ends up costing all in. So that would include, that 30 grand quote was the garage built on site with a concrete floor and doors. Now, all that's accurate, but that's a very basic building. So if you want any extras, it's going to cost a little extra. So let me break down what it actually costs for this building and see how much difference there is. So the $30,000, here's how it broke down. So the building was roughly $20,000. That includes the materials and the labor, which is actually a pretty good price. The guys that showed up after it was delivered built this building in 3 days. Let me just turn the camera around so you can kind of see. Built this building in 3 days. They were really fast, really good, hard workers. But I had to make some changes to suit my needs. So here's what it actually cost. The concrete was $6,700. The original quote by default included 4-inch concrete. I opted for 6-inch concrete, 4,000 PSI, because I'm going to put a lift in one of these bays, a 4-post lift at some point. So I wanted to plan ahead and go ahead and make it a little thicker, a little better concrete for that purpose. So that was a little extra cost than what was originally quoted. The doors, they come with normal overhead doors. I did opt for power doors, but since I'm going to have a lift, I chose to have the rails that go up a little higher, so that was a little extra cost. So 3 doors installed, $4,500. And of course the building itself was the same price. Now here's the biggie. That is based on your ground being level, flat, and ready to build. Mine is not. This is the hills of Kentucky. My entire yard, this whole entire area where I live is nothing but hills. So I had to have some major excavation work. Let me just walk around and show you. Well, it's not cleaned up at the moment, but you can see, well, I'm not even gonna walk back there, it's muddy, but you can see I've got quite the excavation work that needed to be done. The excavation alone cost me $6,900. $6,900. So that extra cost was quite significant, but I knew it was going to happen. So it wasn't unexpected. It was just something that you really need to think about if you're going to build a building, that if you need excavation work done, expect it to be pricey if it's a significant amount of dirt and work that has to be brought in. I think there was something like 20 truckloads of dirt brought in. And then electric. So as you can see, this building has no electric at the moment. The utility pole is right outside here within code, but to get electric done is $4,800. Now, my electric cost was probably a little more than yours might be. And that's not completed, by the way, but that is for electricians to come in, 200 amp service for the box, whatever the thing is that goes on the side of the building for the utility company to connect to, the rain spout or whatever it is. And then they have to run a circuit. And then I have another building out here. I'll kind of walk over here and show you. The old building is out here. And they're going to basically trench the ground and connect these two buildings together. So the cost for that is $4,800. Then, once I figure out where all my outlets are, I've still got to run more electric inside of here. But that was just what had to be done to get power and to get power to the old building and get it started. You know, the doors are going to be power operated doors, so at least I'll be able to operate those and, you know, have that part done. So that was $4,800. Now, like I said, there's going to be more cost to that because I've got to do more electrical work. So I want to compare the differences here. So like I said, the original quote was $30,000. I think it was $30,250 or something like that. What it actually works out to be is about $43,000, which to me still isn't bad, but that's not the garage being completely done. As you can see, there's no walls on the inside. Once I get my electrical ran, I will probably insulate again inside here, install my walls and whatnot. Lights, see, no lights. Maybe a fan, you know, whatever else I decide to do inside here. Floor coating, people have recommended an epoxy floor coating. So even though I'm at 43 right now, that total actually is going to jump up to probably 50. And that's with me doing some of the work. I don't know if that's good or bad. I got several quotes for this, and some quotes were as high as $70,000. See my other video. So I feel like that this is obviously better, but just because you get a low initial cost doesn't mean that's it. Now, that, as you can see, this doesn't include any pad or anything out here. It's been raining in Kentucky constantly. So haven't been able to even do any excavating or groundwork out here since the original excavation because I can't get a dry day. So right now, my yard is still a mess with mud and holes and everything else. So once this actually dries, I'll be able to finish this up and pour more concrete. That's going to be more of a cost. Sorry guys, I forgot one thing. And also, that's not counting if you want to heat and or cool your garage, which I do. So, not sure what the cost of that's going to be. A couple mini split units. What's that going to be? A couple grand each maybe. So then you're going to look at another, I don't know, 2,000 to 5,000, or if you could just do some window units, or again, I don't know what the cost of that will be yet. Depends on how deep you want to go. But again, the point is, the quote you get from the builder is not going to be everything you're going to spend. Now, how much would that have cost 5 years ago, 10 years ago? I imagine a lot less. Everything was a whole lot more now. So I don't know, I wasn't necessarily garage hunting 5 years ago, so I don't know what the cost was. You tell me if you built one in the last, say, decade. Tell me how much it cost you, what all you had done, details, and what part of the country you're in. Does it cost more in the coast than it does in the Midwest? I don't know. I would assume so, but I don't know. So either way, Bluegrass Garage, new and improved, almost done. Can't wait to start building some cars in here, or at least looking at them. Thanks a lot for watching. Let me know your comments. Have a nice day.